Once again, good morning students. Myself, Niranjan Kumar. In previous class, we have discussed about the states of substances. Now, in this particular class, we will study about how can we convert one state of matter into another state. That means, how can we change solid into liquid, liquid into gas, gas into liquid, liquid into solid. Before it, one thing is that the factors affecting the evaporation. As you know that evaporation means the conversion of liquid state into vapor or gaseous state on heating is known as evaporation. But there are certain factors that affect the rate of evaporation. Evaporation is affected by the following factors. First one is nature of the liquid. That means all liquids cannot evaporate at same temperature. As we know that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. That means water gets evaporated. Actually, evaporation takes place at any temperature. It does not need a specific temperature. But at 100 degrees Celsius, water gets boiled. That means it starts boiling. While other side we can see that ether. It is also a liquid, but it boils at only 34 degrees Celsius. That means both are in liquid state, but both needs different temperature to boil. Water in 100 degrees Celsius, while ether need only 34 degrees Celsius. So different liquids need different temperature to boil. Boiling and evaporation both are different. Actually, evaporation takes place only top surface, upper part of the liquid, while boiling starts from the bottom. In evaporation, we see that there is no certain temperature needed, but boiling needs a certain temperature. If boiling only upper surface water or any other liquid, only upper surface of water will get evaporated. But in boiling, its whole water will rotate. Boiling, evaporation causes cooling, but boiling does not causes cooling. So there is certain difference between boiling and evaporation. The second factor that affects the rate of evaporation is temperature. Temperature also affects the rate of evaporation. As we see that during summer season, when temperature is high, if we pour water over the floor, we can see that water gets evaporated very soon. While in winter season, when the temperature becomes low, it takes more time to get evaporated. Same as in summer season, if we spread wet cloths in sun's heat, we can see that the cloths get dry up very soon. While in winter, the time taken by the cloth is more than in summer. That means evaporation faster in summer season and in winter season is slower due to change of the temperature. During summer season, temperature is high, so rate of evaporation is also high. While in winter, temperature is low, so rate of evaporation will lower down. Next one is surface area of the liquid. Surface area is also affect the rate of evaporation. We can we can understand this by a simple activity. If we take two cloths, one cloth is kept without a spreading and other cloth are spread in the sun's light. The cloth that we are spreading dry up in very little time, while the cloth that does not spread it takes more time to dry up. That means the cloth that are spread dry up quickly because its surface area is more than the surface area of other cloths that does not spread it. Same way, if we keep water in two containers, as for example, same amount of water is kept in glass and bucket. The surface area of glass is less than surface area of water. Both have same amount of water, but in bucket we can see that water gets evaporated quickly due to surface area. So surface area will also affect the rate of evaporation. Next one is velocity, wind speed or wind velocity, that is movement of air. The rate of evaporation will also affected by wind speed, wind velocity. If the movement of air is faster, then the rate of evaporation will also increases, and if the movement of air is slow, then it takes more time to evaporate. That means rate of evaporation will increase by increasing the wind speed, and it will lower down by decreasing the wind speed. So all these four things affected temperature indirectly proportional to rate of evaporation. That means rate of evaporation will increase by increasing the temperature. Surface area is also affect the rate of evaporation. The rate of evaporation will increase by increasing the surface area, while decreasing the surface area, the rate of evaporation will also decrease. And the wind speed, the evaporation will increase by increasing the speed of wind, and it will lower down by lowering down of wind speed. But humidity, it inverse. Humidity is also affect the rate of evaporation, but in inverse, that means if humidity is high, then the rate of evaporation will lower down. Humidity means amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere. High humidity is more amount of water vapor present in air. In that condition, the rate of evaporation will lower down. High humidity, that means more amount of water. Low humidity is less amount of water vapor in air. In that conditions, rate of evaporation will increase. So in humidity, in case of humidity, it will inverse. That means rate of evaporation will lower or increasing the humidity, and it will rate of evaporation will increase by lowering of humidity. So these are the factors that affect the rate of evaporation. Now evaporation causes cooling. What are the factors that cause cooling? This is called due to absorbing of heat by surface particles from liquid. This can be understood by following questions. As for example, why do we wear cotton cloths in summer? Summer season, as we know that in summer season the temperature is high. To make our body cool, we prefer to use cotton cloth. But why? What are the reasons to wear the cotton cloth? Actually, in summer season, cotton cloths absorb from our body. It has some gaps between the particles of that cloths. It has the ability to absorb more amount of water than comparison of synthetic cloths. Cotton cloths absorb more amount of water from the body release, and during the evaporation of water or seeds released from our body, that is absorbed from cotton cloths. During this evaporation, it absorbs the temperature from the body. That means, if we use cotton cloths, it has the ability to absorb more amount of water from the body release as in the form of seed. During the evaporation of water or seeds, its absorbed temperature from the body, and which causes lowering of the temperature, which results to cooling effect. Same condition, we can see that the water that is kept in earthen pot becomes cool. Why the water becomes cool kept in earthen pot? Same, we know that there is minute pores of earthen pots. When water comes out from these pores, they get evaporated and absorb temperature from water. That means, water that is kept in earthen pots gets evaporated through minute pores of the earthen pot, which results to absorb the temperature from water, and this causes to lowering down the temperature of water. That means, water kept in earthen pot become cool after some time. We can also understand by another example. During summer season, we can see that some people sprinkle water on the roof or in surroundings of the house. Why they sprinkle water on the roof or in front of the house? This is also done to lowering the temperature inside the house. When we sprinkle water on the roof or in front of the house, the water gets evaporated, and during the evaporation of water, it absorbs the temperature from inside of the house, which results to cooling, that lowering down the temperature inside the house. So these are the some facts that cause due to evaporation. Another example, we can see that when we keep acetone, petrol on or perfume on our hands, palms, we feel cool. Why we feel cool? When we put some liquids on the hands, because during the evaporation it absorbs the temperature from our hand. So these are the examples that is caused the cooling effect of evaporation. Now, boiling and boiling point. Boiling, that means the change of liquid into vapor state at a certain temperature. Evaporation does not need any certain temperature. It takes place at any temperature. But boiling needs a certain temperature. That is the difference between evaporation and boiling. So boiling takes place only when the temperature attains at a certain temperature. And boiling point, the higher boiling point is the temperature at which any liquid starts evaporating. That point, that certain temperature is known as boiling point. The higher the pressure, higher the boiling point. That means If we increase the pressure, the boiling point will also increase. If we lower down the pressure, the boiling point will also lower down. Now, convertibility of the states of matter. That means how the states of matter will convert. How can we convert solid into liquid state, liquid into gas state, gas into liquid, then into solid. So this can be done by changing the temperature. If we change the temperature, if we heat the solid, if we increase the temperature of the solid, it will change into liquid state. Further, if we heat the liquid, it will convert into gas. That means we can change the state of matter by changing, by heating or cooling them. Solid converted into it, liquid on heating, liquid converted to gas on heating, in reverse on cooling, liquid change into solid on cooling. And sometimes some substances like iodine, camphor will convert directly solid into gaseous state. That is known as sublimation. If we heat some substances, some solid substances, it will convert directly into gaseous state. This is known as sublimation. Next one is melting point. Melting point means the temperature needed to change solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure. The temperature at which any solid substance change into liquid substance. Solid state into liquid state at atmospheric pressure is known as melting point. Boiling point same as the temperature at which any liquid change into vapor state is known as boiling point. Another thing is that latent heat. Latent heat means heat energy needed. Heat energy needed by 1 kilogram of a substance. 1 kilogram of a substance that change into liquid to vapor. As for example, if we change 1 liter of water into gaseous state directly, the temperature, the heat required to convert whole water into gaseous state is known as latent heat. That means 1 kilogram of any liquid substances will convert into gaseous state. The temperature that required, that is supplied to convert liquid into gaseous state of 1 kilogram is called the latent heat of that particular liquid. Now, difference between a steam and boiling point. A steam and boiling point, both are vapor state, both are gaseous state, but there is certain difference. A steam contains extra heat energy in the form of latent heat of evaporation. A steam has extra energy. As water is heated, it gets evaporated into the steam, and the temperature remains constant. That means water starts boiling at 100 degree temperature, and the temperature will 100 degree temperature of water. But a steam has extra heat, latent heat, which causes the more surge of by a steam than boiling water. That means a steam causes more surge than boiling water due to more amount of latent heat of a steam. That means a steam contains extra amount of energy which causes motion. Now, measurement of temperature. How can we measure the temperature? As we know that temperature is measured into 3 units. There are 3 units used to measure the temperature: Fahrenheit, degree Fahrenheit, degree Celsius, and Kelvin. Kelvin is the SI unit of degree, SI unit of temperature. So these are the 3 units used to measure the temperature of any substance. We can convert one unit to another unit. As if we want to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius scale. How can we convert Fahrenheit into Celsius scale? This can be, you can also study it in maths. So we can convert Fahrenheit into Celsius scale as let 100 degree Fahrenheit. Then how can we convert it into Celsius scale? So this can be converted by multiplying it into 100 multiplied by 9/5, then added by 32. That means 2500 180 plus 32. degree. Celsius converted into Fahrenheit. So at first the given temperature is multiplied by 9/5. As for example, you have given 100 degrees Celsius. The multiply 100 degree by 9/5. That is 100 divided by 5 by 20 times. 29 is 180 added by 32. That is 212 degree Fahrenheit. In inverse, if we convert Fahrenheit into Celsius scale, then at first subtract by 32 and then multiply by 5/9. As for example, 100 degree Fahrenheit. So convert it by subtracting them by 32 and multiplied by 5/9. That means if we convert degree Fahrenheit to degree Celsius, at first subtract the given amount by 32, then multiply by 9/5. And one thing is remembered that 1 degree Celsius is equal to 273 Kelvin. If we convert 100 degrees Celsius into Kelvin, then 100 plus 200 actually is 273.5 0 degrees Celsius. Sorry. So 200 plus 273. To write the Kelvin, we do not need degree. Degree is used only in Fahrenheit and Celsius. In Kelvin, degree is not used. So in this way we can convert degree into Celsius, is degree Fahrenheit to degree Celsius to degree Fahrenheit, Celsius to Kelvin, Kelvin to Celsius. If we convert degree Celsius to Kelvin by adding 273, if we convert Kelvin into Celsius by subtracting 273, that means Kelvin 373 Kelvin converted into Celsius by subtracting into Celsius. So one unit will convert into another unit. So this is the process of converting Celsius to Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit to Celsius, Celsius to Kelvin, Kelvin to Celsius, and then we further convert it into Fahrenheit. So these are the process of conversion of one unit of temperature into another unit of temperature. Another thing is that till now we have studied that there are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. But nowadays the scientists have discovered two more states of matter. Fourth one is the plasma, and next one is Bohr-Einstein. So these are the two other states of matter: plasma, Bohr-Einstein. That means there are 5 states of matter. These are the newly discovered Bohr-Einstein in respect of Bose-Einstein. Bose is was the Indian scientist, and Einstein, as you know that, very famous scientist, both discovered the 5 states of matter. In this chapter, only these topics contains, and some questions will arise on the basis of these topics that will be discussed in the class. That's all. Thank you.
वीडियो जैसे सेंड करेंगे उसमें एक लिंक आ जाएगा,
हो गया।
उस पर जैसे ही क्लिक करेंगे वीडियो